This is my new signature Gibson Les Paul Special double cut. It's based on a combination of two of my favorite guitars. This one, which is my Les Paul double cut special in TV yellow, and my Pelham Blue Gibson Les Paul standard. In 1912, my grandfather, Frank Domino, moved here from Italy with his dad. He was 13 years old at the time. They settled in western Pennsylvania and began working in the coal mines together. It took them 10 years to save up enough money to send for his mother and brother who were back in Italy. In the 1920s, my grandfather, who was a guitarist, purchased his first Gibson guitar from the Kalamazoo factory in Michigan. When I was 15 years old in 1977, I convinced my mom to help me buy my first electric guitar. It was this Gibson Les Paul Custom from the mid-70s. I saved up the money from painting houses and mowing lawns in the neighborhood, and my mom kicked in the rest. A year later, I gave that same guitar to my brother John, who had begun playing, and I purchased a 1978 white Les Paul Custom, like the one that Lindsey Buckingham played on the inner sleeve of Rumors. My new signature guitar is based on this early 2000s TV yellow Les Paul Special that I bought off the wall at a local music store. I've played the guitar so much that I've pretty much worn the paint off the back of the neck. That's because this guitar is one of the best guitars to play leads off of. That clip was one of my quick lessons on Instagram. I started doing these things, these 30-second, 40-second guitar lessons back in 2019. I would post them almost every day, and many times I'd play on my Les Paul Special or on one of my Les Pauls or on my SGs, and they would teach some concept. That was how to put together little melodic fragments from different arpeggios. And I would do a little demonstration improvisation. That's what that was. And I started getting a lot of followers on there. And I already had 1 million some odd followers on YouTube, but YouTube wasn't really focused on my guitar playing. Instagram was really where I got to stretch out and play the guitar. I remember getting a phone call from Cesar at Gibson after I posted this video on my Peter Frampton Playing Over Stairway to Heaven. Cesar called me up and he said, I love that video. As a matter of fact, what do you think about us making you a signature Les Paul? And my first reaction was, no. And he said, why? And I was like, well, because I don't do any endorsements at all. So he says, well, if we were to make you a guitar, is there any Gibson guitar that you don't own that you'd love to have? And instantly I said, I would love to have a Pelham Blue Les Paul Special double cut where you can see the grain through, the mahogany through the satin finish, just like this, that has P90s, that has a thin neck, and it is really light. This guitar here is about 7.2 pounds. It's a very light guitar. The only thing that's different between this and a regular Les Paul Special is that this is actually 1/4 of an inch thinner. So it's lighter and more resonant. It's actually similar to my 1965 SG. It's very light like an SG. The other thing about it is that the heel of the neck, where it attaches to the body, you can see here it gives you really easy access to the high frets. I like soloing up in this area of the guitar on the low strings. You'll see me play up here all the time, and the reason is it's easy to play up there. There's just such easy access where the body and the neck join. You can just get right up there to the last fret. The other thing about this guitar are the P90s. I love P90s because they're like microphones. Humbuckers sound like humbuckers, and I have nothing against humbuckers. I have a lot of humbucker guitars here, but P90s are just open and chimey sounding, especially on guitars like this that are really light. Has no grain filler on it. That's why you can actually see all the pores in the wood. And that makes the guitar sound really open and alive. Ultimately, I agreed to the project if we could donate my proceeds to a charity that supports children. Gibson has had a long-standing relationship with Save the Music, and I thought that would be a perfect partner. Over 5 million American public school children don't have access to music education. At my heart, I'm a music teacher, and supporting access to music education is what my channel is all about. This is the guitar that I reach for every morning. It's become my number one, and I hope that you like it as much as I do.